Look closely at the device in your hand. This specific video is physically traveling thousands of miles to reach you right now. It is easy to assume the internet is a wireless, invisible cloud, or a network of satellites beaming data down from the stars. But physics presents a problem. Most communication satellites orbit 22,000 miles above the equator. A round trip for your data would mean traveling 44,000 miles, creating a delay, or latency, too high for modern streaming. Instead, your data relies on a massive, tangible infrastructure buried beneath our feet and sunk to the bottom of the ocean. To understand the modern world, we have to look past the metaphor of the cloud and trace the physical, terrestrial journey of this video across the globe. The journey begins in a distant, sprawling data center. Your video is stored on a solid-state drive, the internal memory of a powerful server. For data to move from that server to your device, both ends of the connection need a unique numeric identifier, known as the IP address. Because long strings of numbers are difficult for people to remember, we use domain names like youtube.com to represent those coordinates. The Domain Name System, or DNS, acts as the Internet's phone book, instantaneously translating your domain request into a numeric IP address. To ensure these billions of coordinates never conflict, ICANN manages the registry, acting as the map's central authority. Without this highly orchestrated digital map, data would be blind, unable to find its destination among the billions of active devices around the planet. Large files like high-definition videos are too massive to move through the network as a single continuous block. Instead, the stream is chopped into tiny uniform packets. Each one is stamped with a destination IP and a sequence number for later reassembly. To leave the data center at high speed, these digital packets are converted into pulses of light. These light pulses are injected into the Internet's backbone, millions of miles of optical fiber cables, made of glass threads thinner than human hair. These cables must survive some of the most hostile environments on Earth, dropping thousands of feet down to the crushing pressures of the deep ocean floor. A global fleet of ships maintains this network, using specialized plows to carve trenches into the seabed, laying glass thread to link the continents. The speed of our modern world depends entirely on these pulses of light successfully navigating fragile glass tubes buried beneath the sea. When the light pulses finally reach your local shore, they travel through a neighborhood router to begin the final leg of the journey. Your router converts that light back into electrical signals. If you're on a mobile device, a cell tower broadcasts these as invisible electromagnetic waves. The journey is surprisingly chaotic. Your data packets didn't actually travel together. Each one navigated the globe independently, choosing the most efficient, congestion-free path available at that microsecond. These packets arrive at your phone as a random swarm. Your device reads their numbers and instantly snaps them into order. If a packet is lost, strict protocols identify the gap and automatically demand the server resend that missing chunk. The internet is the most complex physical machine humanity has ever built, an epic continuous orchestration of light, glass, and steel, reconstructing reality in the palm of your hand in mere milliseconds. But sending data to space has a massive geographical flaw. Satellites are parked roughly 22,000 miles above the Earth's equator. Getting a single piece of data to your screen and back would require a 44,000-mile round trip. Traveling that enormous distance causes huge delays, or latency, making a satellite connection totally impractical for most modern internet applications like video streaming. The reality is entirely counterintuitive. The device you are holding right now is physically tethered to a solid-state drive in a distant data center by a continuous, microscopic thread of glass. To understand how the internet actually works, we must drop the myth of the wireless cloud and trace the precise physical journey of the data you are consuming right this second. The chronological journey of our data starts the moment you type a recognizable domain name, like youtube.com, into your browser. Every single device connected to the internet, from a massive server to your personal cell phone, requires a strict numerical shipping coordinate called an IP address. The logistical problem here is human memory. Servers communicate flawlessly using these long strings of numbers. We can't possibly memorize complex numeric codes for every single website we want to visit. The internet relies on a massive directory known as a DNS, or Domain Name System server. It acts exactly like a giant phone book, instantly and automatically translating the human-readable domain name into the machine-readable IP address. This invisible digital handshake is the critical first step, providing definitive physical start and end coordinates on the globe before any actual movement begins. With the destination set, we go to the origin point, a remote data center. The file you're watching currently lives on a solid-state drive, which acts as the internal memory for a powerful server computer. To get it to you, the server executes the first physical transformation. The digital data is converted into microscopic pulses of light and fired directly into a vast network of optical fiber cables. This physical infrastructure spans the entire planet. These glass threads stretch for thousands of miles, cutting through rugged hilly terrains and spanning entire oceans. Laying this network requires extreme maritime engineering. Specialized ships drop massive plows deep into the sea, carving continuous trenches to securely place the optical cables. This incredibly vast underwater glass network resting on the ocean floor acts as the literal backbone of all global communication. Those light pulses eventually arrive at your local neighborhood. Here, a piece of hardware, a router, catches the light signals and converts them back into electrical signals. Only then does the final wireless jump happen. A local cell tower or your home Wi-Fi router takes that electrical signal and converts it into electromagnetic waves to cross those final few feet right to your device. What we experience every day as a weightless, invisible network completely relies on thousands of miles of deep-sea cables and heavy industrial hardware. But moving light through glass introduces a major efficiency problem. How does a massive, gigabyte-heavy video file navigate this chaotic global network in milliseconds without getting blocked, destroyed, or corrupted? This diagram shows the solution. The server takes the massive file's continuous stream of binary code, the zeros and ones, and chops it up into tiny, standardized chunks known as packets. Under strict protocols managed by an institution called ICANN, every single packet gets stamped with critical metadata. This includes a sequence number, plus the source and destination IP addresses, acting as digital shipping tags. Because the internet is so crowded, these packets do not travel sequentially. Instead, they scatter in completely different directions, independently choosing the most efficient, least congested global routes available at that exact millisecond. At the destination, your phone catches all these arriving packets. It reads their sequence numbers to perfectly reassemble them into a seamless video, instantly sending back an acknowledgement to resend any data dropped along the way. Breaking the data apart and allowing it to independently navigate around traffic bottlenecks is the exact logistical triumph that makes the high-speed internet function. An invisible floating internet is a myth covering up a highly regulated, thoroughly physical machine. It operates on a delicate harmony spanning from specialized plow ships carving the ocean floor all the way down to microscopic software protocols meticulously stamping and routing individual packets of code. And perhaps the most impressive part is the sheer speed of the system. This massive global marathon of infrastructure and routing occurred in the literal blink of an eye right after you clicked play. Every single time you tap a screen or click a link, you are commanding pulses of light to navigate the ocean, travel continents, and perfectly reconstruct themselves in the palm of your hand.